All right. So first thing is first. What do you mean? Wait. Is what is happening tomorrow? Potter, I need you to slap me. I'm a pass on the slappage. Kala. Yeah. So, digital slap. Yes, we're on TikTok. That is what they. That's just what they said. Oh my God, Ivy. She's just joking. Core CPI month over month, and CPI year over year. All right. That is a pretty decent catalyst. I need to know what's happening the day prior. Why do I need to know that? Because if we have important data coming in tomorrow, we might see a market reaction. But what happens if there's even more data or more events that happen the next day? What could happen? Anybody in the Discord, what do you guys think?
Can you repeat the question?
Can I repeat the question? Okay, so let's right there you go. So it could play with the area that it gaps up in, right? We could increase volatility, gap up, hit a big target, pull back really nasty, bounce really hard, and then chop for the rest of the day in anticipation for more data, right? So this is looking ahead. Thursday, Friday, not enough, right? So, yeah, I know a couple of you guys got Mobileye. It looks good. Potter, we need a last minute lotto pick. I need this, bro. You don't, though. I'm looking out for future you, dog. I'm looking out for future you. Future you knows that if I give you a lotto and then it works, your brain's all of a sudden, without you even agreeing to it, going to associate me as the way to get gains forever. And then you probably, like me, don't want another person, running your what's that? Running your shit. Epic May 22nd. Listen, leave my brim alone, all right? I'm sorry I didn't bend my brim enough for you guys. God. All right. November 11th. Yeah, it was a bank holiday. Okay, so cool. Got that down. So data going into tomorrow, but you are the solution to my problem. But I'm not. The strategy and your hard work is the solution. All right. I got to stop getting on this fucking app. All right, tonight we've got Soundhound, and thank you to Simba. He did put the. This is good stuff. Again, you can utilize this. Some of the implied volatility or implied potential moves. Most of those looking red. Funny enough, GRWG, which is a money, which it was money. I made a lot of money on this stock. I traded it when it was in the 60s. What a wild time to be alive. Beautiful. But other than that, right, they're really, tonight, I don't really, I like Spotify potentially, right, to give us but that's up at the highs. It's pretty expensive. Mara, I don't really ever see too crazy of earnings. Now, I will tell you one earnings that I am excited about today, and it's not necessarily, in the way that it normally is, where I'm still in cart. I've been holding cart now for fucking since February. So I'm going to hold this going into earnings, and I might look for what is the worst case scenario here, which for me would be around $40. So I might hedge going into that. But tomorrow is really where I'm interested in the aftermarket trades, where we've got Cisco. I wasn't really too happy about that one. Or maybe it was, I think it was Thursday, actually, which Thursday before the bell. So going into tomorrow, positioning for the following day, Disney, JD, Lunar, Nice, Advanced Auto Parts, Billy. These are all potential big movers, but okay. All right, moving on. 2000? Okay. Wait, for the Universal thing? Okay. Interesting. All right, now I said it today. I'm going to say it again. We did not get a candle close underneath that 595, right? which does not leave this area vulnerable as it was this morning. Where we talked about this morning, right, about the floor that needed to be reclaimed right here at 599.15. And that is exact. I mean, this is set up for a complete pop, rip out, right? 605 on SPY. Or, and I don't see it right now just because obviously of the way we pulled ourselves back up, but there's obviously no telling. I think there's a good chance, right, to pull ourselves back up going into this CPI with the current setup that we have. If you move out here to the 2 hour, it starts to dissolve into, or rather resolve into a box where, again, it shows you that above 599 or 590, yeah, 599 and above that wick at 600, or that's where we look to go long. The QQQ, same thing, right? And this one, I don't know why it looks like that right now, but I feel like my charts move sometimes. Right, and I'm not including this box for it, just structurally it shows how well that floor is developed. So again, another potential candidate for rippage, right? We got a little channel right here, punch over, and anything above 514.28, we could see that pop. At the same time, of course, we have a lot of empty space to the downside, but we shall, again, and I think for now, I'll probably take a little bit more of a leaning to the upside position on our ETFs, but that is about it. So IWM, that one is sitting at a hourly cost basis, so need not worry. You just need to be below that 236 mark, and it's actually funny because we drew the channel before it existed, if you will, and it looks a lot like this. So if you're looking at IWM long, right, it is in the cards to potentially pop up, go and reclaim that floor, and move over 241. At the same time, right, there's a big nasty gap to the downside. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe go long on Qs. I straddle these type of events, right, and I'll do it with the low risk, high reward setup. But with IWM, right, you've got 227, $10 to the downside. I know IWM can get that in a day. So I might go both ways. And instead of just taking it on the Qs, I might go with IWM. And again, I haven't looked at the contracts yet. We're doing that now. Actually, I did position myself on the Qs earlier for a potential downside move, and it did not hold down. Let's see here. Yeah, so I mean, these are 227s are ridiculously cheap. So you could grab 10 contracts for $30. All right. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. 227. So if I'm looking up on the Qs or possibly going up on the Qs, then, and again, this is low risk, high reward. So I'm looking to swing this overnight, right? And off of the catalyst going into tomorrow, which we have 2 days of data. So if you want to add an extra day, be my guest, right? It might not be a terrible idea. And I would assume that, hold on, who knows?
They're 8 cents.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they're ridiculously, I mean, they're cheap there too. So if you want to add a day, you can add a day, and then again to the upside. So. Oh Lord. How was the day? It was all right. Boring. Today was pretty boring.
Are you taking any IWM to the upside?
No, I'm going to take the Qs to the upside. Yeah. See, the Qs, funny enough, on the 24-hour rate, there is some signs. I'm not really a big fan of this. It doesn't line up with anything. But just a retest, right? of this right here, if we lose anything further, I think is, in the cards. I didn't really, like I said, guys, this morning, I didn't really see anything crazy. Today ended up staying mostly in range on the Qs. There's a little dump down, but I'm not going to make these big fucking fat gains on days where we open up in range. So tomorrow, because we have range now, I'm happy to take a low risk, high reward position. I just bought IWM November 14th, 227 puts and tomorrow's puts. Again, you could buy 10 contracts for $30, so you could buy, 100 for fucking, 300 or whatever. But you could position yourself compound, and then, if this doesn't work out, it's not the end of the day. But I am straddling an event, and the only thing that I can say about the setups that I see currently is that there is not, right? There isn't a box. The only box that we have on the Qs is the one that we've created and solidified today. That's the only area of consolidation we have. And you guys know me, my preference, right, is to pull back, bounce, and then punch through those boxes. So breaking right out of it, right? It is right there, right above cost basis, right above those candles close, where sellers clearly are controlling the price at 514 right here, those candles. Once we pop over that, we're just looking for that 516.44 break, and we're on the way. Do you only trade the Potter box? Yeah, I don't really. Yo, bro, I was watching you in school. That's crazy. Yes. But if you're taking this position on IWM, right, do you know why, right? If you don't understand why I'm doing this, here's what's going to happen. You're going to take profit too soon. You're not going to take profit when you're supposed to take. I'm just asking. So I'm just anybody out there, right? If you don't understand, my point here is to explain what my thought process on this. And again, my whole strategy encapsulates low risk, high reward. So I can put down a little, and if it works, if I'm right, you can get a lot. Power of compounding. All right. Those of you guys in the Discord, if you guys have anything you want me to take a look at, TikTok as well. I'm going to obviously focus on Discord first, but if you guys have anything you want me to take a look at, I will do that now. MJ.
So what were you hedging on the Qs with some like 520s for tomorrow?
Yeah, so the Qs have... Huh?
So I was looking at those 520s for tomorrow, but...
Yeah, so for tomorrow, if you're looking at the Qs, and they're... Oh, that's 2 days. But they're a little higher. So what you could do, right, is because we're, it's $2 or $3 to the downside if you're doing tomorrow, or $8 or $7 if you're doing the next day. You could buy half, right? In these situations, I'll if I'm leaning to one side, then I might add more on that side, and then what I want to do is buy. So I could have more money to the upside, but still have more contracts to the downside. So that way, if I am wrong, or if my bias does not work out, I have the ability to turn that into a profitable play. So the downside has a lot of empty space. The upside is a little bit of a mystery, right? With IWM, pretty clear. With the Qs as well, right? If we were to gap it, and I'm letting you guys know this definitively, if we're underneath 512, we're going to aim for this mark over here at 506 and that gap fill at 505. So you could do the opposite of me. You could play the Qs down and play IWM up. And we're not, if we had a little, like, if this, here, let me give you guys an example of when I would be a little bit more, like, okay, yeah, for sure, right? All right, fuck off. I hate when that does that. I clicked you once. So right here, of course. So just pretend this is most recent price action, right? If we were dealing with a situation like this, right, where you were building on the floor of this box, talk to me. I'm probably going to position myself heavily to the upside because what buyers have done is secured that floor before the end of the day, right? Setting you up to punch over that box and move into empty space. That's a situation I would be less careful. So I substitute that by spending less, but being able to substitute with contracts, right? I can still have a lot of contracts. And then tomorrow, typically, you know, again, that overnight move, right off the bell, we might pop up, fill a gap, and then rush down or gap down or pop down, bounce, and go fill the gap to the upside. So, yep, CPI data and yields. And you can, again, if you, okay, so if tomorrow happens and we get data and we move off of that first impulse move, please remember what I'm saying right now. If you take this position with me, the first impulse move that we get in our direction, I will start trimming the majority of that move off, right? Because I know that we are going to likely be anticipating data for tomorrow. So you might have this gap here. You might rush down, tap this, bounce back up, and then set up a box for tomorrow to punch down and fill that way. So I think this is a two-piece, but damn. Could Solana go up here? Do I think? I don't know.
Hey, Garrett, what was your hedge on cart that you said?
I haven't grabbed it yet, but it's going to be around the $40 mark. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at for you, because I'm in a leaps for January, which I'm up on, so I wanted to hedge it with something.
How long you been on those?
Probably about 2 or 3 months. I trimmed half. I'm up way over 100%.
Damn, son. All right.
Yeah, I just don't want it to go to shit. You know what I mean? All right, cool. Thank you.
Otter, could you speed run?
Speed run what?
Do the tickers in the chat?
How many you got?
There's at least 10.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, what's up? Did I already get what the hell is this? Tower Semiconductor? 24-hour candle close. I see a gap down there if that's what you're aiming for. I'm not sure if that's what you're aiming for. Box below here. You bounced off of it today. Watch a retest or climb back up above 44 and you'll likely stay in range a little bit longer. But if you are able to punch today's low and move underneath 42.50, I think that's a signal to obviously fill that gap, but also go and likely hit that $40 floor below you. So XLE. I don't know how I feel about that box. Yeah, I think my box is a little my box is a little different than yours. So this is a basic, if you'll notice, this is 50% in between the cost basis and the floor. I've talked about this before. It's not that important. I don't really pay attention to it. It's actually kind of built off of, yeah, anyway, I'm not going to go into it. So we're going to use this, right? We're going to use this floor. We're going to look left, right? And we're going to see that this candle closed right here on 93.50. And the box that it's built right down below, right? That separates this stock from falling like it has before. Lose the floor, fall. Lose the floor, fall. So, and you have the potential to go fill that gap down there. So bouncing and holding above 93.50, obviously a candle close on the 4 hour above 94.40, that can give you that move up to cost basis at 95. So. Scanning the market earlier, man, there's less and less stocks are starting to open up. MO. See a little bit? Compress you. Oh. Looking at the monthly, it looks like you're close to a break over 55 with a first target of 57. The weekly agrees. I think moving over this price point is obviously imperative. And what you can see here is that you've rejected the top of the small area of consolidation that you're in right now. So 54.84, 54.84 on Altera or MO, right? And we are looking at a move to the upside. But at the same time, if you were to reject this wall again, by all means, leg down. All right, moving on. If you guys are on TikTok, thank you for tapping your screen. Appreciate you. Spotify. You guys know the deal. I talked about this earlier this morning. All-time highs, guys. Sorry. There's the only thing I can tell you is go whip your fib out. All right, I will in a second, Freak Bob. I went over that one when I hopped on. The Qs and IWM and all those, but I'll take a look at it before the end of the day. You can buy it 15 minutes after the bell. So, all right. So anyway, Spotify below 395, upside 430. Guys, I'm gonna say it again. If your stock is at all-time highs, I just can't do anything. Only thing I can tell you is what's below. Your analysis and where you place your fibs, or you know, where if you do, that'll probably give you more information or a channel. You know, and this one has a channel. But yeah, I don't have any. Oh, this one. Getting sleepy. Okay. Use that neural gum on cursing people out on the road. I love you too. PLTR. So this is another one that, I mean, I'm in it. It's at all-time highs. You're needing to do lower time frame analysis in order to break this down. Here's your box, right? And this is stuff you guys can, you know, again, candle closes right there. You have a box down below right here. I could bring that down. So there you go, right? You've already tapped a little bit of some of that empty space, pulled yourself up above $60.33, new highs, and or potential new highs. And if you fail to do that, and right now we don't have any signal that other than you are holding the floor. So if tomorrow you could wick down off of this, right, and go and retest that floor underneath you. So that's it. That's all I got for you. Path. Good heavens. What's your intention with this crumble? What are you thinking on this? Because from what I can tell, tap, right off of the top. And if you guys are posting requests in the Discord, let me know. Please, if you can, go and edit your message or whatever. But what are you looking at? Does it look up? Does it look down? I like it to the upside. Any one of those is gonna help me, because if I don't know, right? Like, there you go, Whiskey. I can tell you're looking for that to go up. But it just helps me help you. $14. is obviously where we have rejected. So moving down 4-hour time frame, we're going to build the box. The box will be right there. Yeah. So trusting the chart underneath 1328, and you are jumping down really quickly. But if you do punch down, I can see a leg down all the way to 1263. Kind of a wild chart. You did, I think the most relevant thing here is that you dipped back underneath 1344. So if you're short, that's a stop. And if you're looking to get short, 1344 is the break. So AAP. Like you, like anybody else, I think it's actually worth maybe taking a shot on it now. It has earnings, and that is, when is it? It's not tomorrow, is it? That's the 14th.
Thursday.
Yeah. I think this one, out of all the earnings, looks good. Now, these type of setups, right, give way to potential tension and, popping up. I think 48 is our first target up. If I'm not mistaken, this is very close. So if we're looking down, it's 36.50, which is actually the current floor. So if that's lost, I got to go deep dive again, right? Most recent price action. Drag it over. So really short floor, 34.64 and $30. So you could go with a $30 down and a $47 or $48 up. What in the fucking carnival music am I listening to right now? All right. Ivy's high.
Yo, while she's working?
What? Oh,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Haha. Nice segue.
Sorry,
there, Marcel.
sorry.
That was good.
Thanks, Ivy. Thanks.
I saw she posted a video of ripping her vape the other day. She's blowing out clouds, dude. I was like, damn.
Damn, you're outing her right now.
Not that vape.
Why not? Why not? Aren't you working high? Less stress.
Shh. Let's see here.
Did anybody take net power earlier with me?
Yeah, it is really expensive. I don't know. I think even 10 days out at the 50 strike, if you got the cash for it.
They got earnings next week, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Panda was here.
Yeah,
earlier
buy that
to tell us
strike.
To take it out of spite. Cade.
We said the
Keep buying
50.
it.
You got
Keep
it?
buying the 50.
It just went up. Oh,
Yeah,
I raised the
keep
bid.
buying it.
I raised the bid for you. I did that. I watched that happen. That's
Thank you,
hilarious.
I saw that.
Damn, bro, don't take profit on me. That's what I pump my members stocks, dude. Huh?
I'm sure I'll sell them back to you, right?
All right, well now I have to I didn't get fit. There we go. Oh no.
What are you
Student
guys doing?
spread, my bad. I pulled the order out. And the fucking, that's weird. I don't think, maybe I am, but there's not a lot of volume on that. Very interesting. Bruh.
I'm lost. Did you take AAP?
Yeah, I took AA and AAP.
That happened to me earlier. It bought it a lot higher than I meant to. The spread was kind of wackadoodle.
Um,
That net
Me too,
power,
Chad.
those contracts are going insane.
right here, guys, you have a area of consolidation on Nike sitting above the one that remember so long ago. It was like it was yesterday. We're gonna bring that up because technically points of contact. So I mean, here's what I see. Right, second bounce, you're right there. You're in position. We could watch this tomorrow. I think there's money to be made up to 80. right? And because we're getting towards the end of the week, 8161 as well could be where we leave some low cost runners. But that's obviously outside of that 7850. So it's not like, oh, we need to worry about it. It's just to wait and react. Yeah, the spread was wonky. It's a little expensive, so you know, I didn't go crazy. Obviously enough to fucking change the spread though. That was pretty weird. It's kind of whack though. It like dropped the bid right. So I went red immediately. You were on the train? Damn. Is it Kayla or Kala or Kala? I don't know. Fucking English is not my first language. Goo gaga was my first language. So, still learning. I mean, Wolf looks dumpy. And I wasn't really happy remembering this box. This is the box right down here at the floor. I didn't like that because it didn't have, you didn't come back to your floor. It wasn't like a Nike box. So I would just be looking at, yeah, 827 as the trigger to take this lower. Andy Sowie. Mobileye. Oh, wow. Fuck off. How much does that cost?
It's like $90.
Hmm. 1950 is the target. Next week, $20 calls. Now it grinds up like grandma. Never seen a grandma do that, but yeah. Fucking A. 1875 first target. I mean, yeah, I wish it was cheaper. I mean, fuck. Why are they so expensive? I'll give it a shot. Yeah, $20.
Yeah, I was looking at those 20s.
That's all right. I don't know. I feel like I have to compromise a little bit on that one. Okay. Oh, well, there you go. We pumped your shit. Wolf. Sorry, no chart. Oh, Wolf is barking, dude. Oh, wait, I just did that one. Jesus Christ. All right. That is SQ. Fuck. Right?
Look at net power next.
No. You are 87.35. I mean, you're right there. I see some wickage, but I mean, as far as closing and where you want to close, this is perfect. The only other, because of it's been a long time, I would watch 91 and then I would start targeting the floor of 95. Easy. But I mean, SQ, I'm starting to look at this thing on the weekly, right? It's got, dude, I'm starting to wonder if I should equity it, right? Payment processor back up, but I mean, that might be out of reach. So, all right. SQ. What is this, Jesse? What is that top? What is this? C. I mean, I just see a box. CRC.
CPRA.
I. I mean, you're not wrong. No. That. So 24-hour candle open below 1925 and you start looking for that 1792 and maybe even cost basis at 1620. Upside though, a candle open above 22. And that one seems pretty straightforward. What was new power in PWR? Net power.
I took it above 1080. Closed a 15-minute for me. So
I
went
have.
ahead and took it.
Huh, look at that. Punched out of the box. Punch back. Double punch back. Cost basis. Empty space. $13.
What's the average volume on that stock? Just 'cause
I
I'm
don't know.
not.
I have no idea.
Billion.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Yeah, billion.
That was crazy to watch, though. I talked about it earlier. It was at 1060, and I set alerts at 1080 and 11.
Holy shit.
Get it in.
Fuck off. I might have to go short on Airbnb.
Fuck off. Oh, sorry.
Uh.
125s or 7 cent.
I'm not doing this week. I might, but I was looking at 125s for November 22nd. $124s. Let's see, what's 17 days away?
Too rich for my blood.
124s. I'll do less of the 124s, but I'm going to grab a few of those.
Dude, Go EV's IV right now is 290%.
Damn. 10 days away. 125s. Yeah, 125s, 10 days out. $128s, 127s are not bad either for this week. I just did 10, 10, and 10. That one struck me. I got to take that one. So, yeah, short on Airbnb here. That drawdown. Where's my stop? Yeah, 133. So we'll go ahead and call it above that mark, 134.14.
Attention.
Hey, not yet, dude. Hey, I just bought it. All right. Thanks, Freddie. Make sure to remind me that you told me that you... No, just kidding. No fucking shit. Yeah. Holy shit. It did it. And then I placed a target of 247. The only difference I'm going to add here is because we have nothing but these weird candles here. Looks like that very wick. So just to gap up, you're just one. I mean, the close today is good. You need to gap up. Otherwise, box 1, 2. You're going to build a box before you break out. And more than likely, you would pull something off like that.
Earnings next Wednesday, so that's kind of good.
Yeah, that adds this up. Yes, I am swinging some stuff into the rest of the week. I just bought an Airbnb short position. I've got November 125 puts, November 22nd, 125 puts, November 15th, 127 puts. I have OKTA. When did I buy that? And then I'm waiting for 124s for November 29th. Yeah, I'm trying to get filled right now, but they're making me fucking raise my ass.
You said November 9th?
29th. Jesus, going to the past.
Non-traveler?
Yeah, sorry. Gave myself away. That's how I
You
know.
wanted to go on to those NVIDIA calls you grabbed earlier, or did you already get out?
I did not, dude. I did not get out. I held on. I didn't really love the box here, but I was on the 15-minute and hourly trying to watch this thing, and it really just fucking bounced off of this floor over here. So I'm going to use that tomorrow. If NVIDIA loses 146, then we drop. But I'm hanging on to my NVIDIA calls because if this goes well, right, we have a lot of overhead pressure right now, and NVIDIA shoots straight out. So no, I did not get out of NVIDIA. 160s are still in play. Neo. That one did exactly what we talked about. Empty space. We see that candle opens up under the floor, pushes off, flushes down. 450. So you're at a position now where you could see a small bounce, but I ultimately see Neo coming back down to 418. All right. ASTS. I do like your chart though, Whiskey, with your punch back up there. It looks really good.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah.
What about mine, puppy?
Nah.
Where's that? Looks so good.
Nah,
What the hell, Whiskey?
yours doesn't look good.
It's just cute.
It always looks good. What the hell?
The channel's a little faded down there. It looks like you might have, but everything else structurally looks great. Looks very sexy. Very, very demure. All right, guys, it is 4 o'clock. What the fuck is folk? What the folk? Oh, look at it. ASTS is banging up against the floor. Cost basis is 27 above you. That could get you up and over a really heavy wall that's just right here at 3062, or it's a retest. I see more sideways action, and then obviously anything below this 2160 and dumpy. So, folk. This one has a box like that. Cost basis has been hit, so today's high needs to be surpassed. Otherwise, you could be see, I still see a lower high. It's sitting in there somewhere. You could be dealing with a channel that looks like that. But ultimately, your box is here. So if you lose the 345, increased chance of potentially banging back down here and dumping. But you do have a lot of empty space up there. But what I can see is that when it leaves empty space, it likes to fill it up down, not necessarily all the time up. I see it right here. So, I mean, 590 if things go crazy. So I'm not really biopharmaceuticals. KMI on the monthly. On the monthly, it looks like you have a target of 3162. If we're keeping it straightforward, that's it. That would be my only target if you're looking at that on the monthly. So, PG&Y. You do have some empty space up there. It looks like you did pop out. These things can typically have quite a bit of low volume, but tomorrow's target would be the wick right here, and the body candle closes at 2050. Volume in this case, I guess it has earnings or has earnings, is going to be imperative. You got to have it. So channel. So yeah, there's some potential behind that chart. All right, guys.
Yo, Potter, before you hop off, my friend wanted you to just like run through while we took Elf. He wanted to hear your perspective on it.
Okay. Yeah, let me do that really quick. So really quick on workday, you are at cost basis on the 24-hour time frame. If you're able to punch back 280 and 283 are your targets to the upside. All right. The reason that I took Elf, two big reasons. One, come on, you son of a bitch. Not you. Box. Weekly. Accumulating on cost basis. There couldn't be anything hotter, right? Inside of that area of consolidation, what's above you? Empty space, right? You don't have any resistance. So when you spend time, right? Sellers have a job to do. Their job is to push through that volume. It's like Red Rover, Red Rover. Well, if you can't send anybody over, you get your ass whooped and you end up getting squeezed back up, right? So sellers try and push. They cannot do what they need to do. And when sellers can't do what they need to do, they exit. When they exit, they buy. When they buy, the stock rises. That helps. Buyers also rush in. Earnings helps as well. And again, with empty space up above you, there's very little resistance. You're just running off of the wind in your sails. So that is also not to mention is that channel that we had marked out on Elf. And granted, I did go red there for a second there on that equity purchase, but I grabbed it right there off that second bounce. So channel wise, it also was agreeable. So I liked it. A weekly consolidation on cost base considered, yeah, that'd be a great setup. Consolidation on top of boxes on cost basis, underneath them, this is always good. I can use it. It's a tool. All right. Roblox, and then I'm going to hop off here. I got to dip. You've got... so, I mean, I see it's still a target of 60-30. That is the first green candle to our left. The weekly says maybe. The 24-hour is struggling, right? This is not the kind of volume that I want to see. Oh, I thought I got banned. So, bam, bam, right? So underneath 53, 55, we could definitely see a leg down there. But outside of 55.25, that's where we can, I mean, I hate to keep it so fucking basic, but that is the grand scheme right there. So. All right, folks. I will see you guys tomorrow. 8:30, 8 o'clock. I might be on a little bit earlier, Neurogum. But tomorrow is all we do. This is all we're going to do is just wait for that data at 8:30. Once it comes in, game plan, right? Game plan. Mark out your pre-market high, lows, pre-market highs, and start there. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, data coming in the day afterwards. So, is Neurogum nicotine? No. This is theanine, B vitamins, and caffeine. Natural caffeine, opposed to something else. I don't know. It's good. But I also have nicotine in, so. All right. See you guys later. Have a good night. Peace.